it around. Okay. So, I couldn't tell if there's difficulties. I'm continuing, Natalia. I'm continuing now. So there was a little moment just now where it was a bit confusing that the video that I was doing it on my computer said that it had stopped, and I wanted to make sure that we're going. So those of you that are watching, here we are. We're back again, okay? So the next thing I want to talk to you about, first of all, I hope you enjoy the Convergence. You can get Convergence from my website. I am rickytims.com. So if you want to know what that is, www.rickytims.com. So there's my website. Get it there for just a second. So that's where you can find the book. Now, I promised that I would tell you a little story, and I want you to look at this fun picture. This is the book cover of Lizzie Albright and the Attic Window. This is a novel. It is not a children's book. If you know the story Wizard of Oz, it's a little bit like that. If you know the story Alice in Wonderland, it's a little bit like that. And if you've ever heard of a guy named Harry Potter, Lizzie Albright is very much like that. So this is a story that is 41 chapters long, and it is not yet published. It is going to the publisher very soon. So it is ready for you to read very shortly. But many of you know the name Attic Window as the setting that we use to put quilt blocks together. And that's what Lizzie is going to do. She's going to be in the attic of her granny's house. So let's look very closely in the picture. There's the house, there's the attic, and you can see that somewhere along the way she's going to find a goose, and she's going to be with a little dog. And the dog's name is MacDougall, and he's a Scottish dog from Scotland. This is the actual house in Kansas that I've used as the model. This is where Lizzie's grandmother lives. There's the attic window. Now Lizzie is going to go on a journey. She is 10 years old. Our story starts on December 24th, that's Christmas Eve, 1964. Many of you will relate to 1964. I was 8 years old in 1964. We had a music group called the Beatles. Maybe you've heard of them. We had hairdos where the hair was piled high on top of the head called the beehive hairdo. We had horn-rimmed glasses that did this. And that is the world that Lizzie is growing up in. Now, on this particular Christmas Eve, she goes to her granny's house. She and her mother and her grandmother are up in the attic where Lizzie likes to tell stories and dress up and sing and make believe. Well, she ends up going through the old cedar chest, the old chest that's in the attic. And she opens up the chest and she discovers a quilt. The quilt was a quilt that her grandmother made in 1930 during the time of the Great Depression. The rich family of the grandmother almost lost all their money, but they survived. And while Lizzie's grandmother was worried about the family, she was making blocks for the quilt. And it's a sampler quilt. So in the book, this is the Lizzie Albright grandmother's quilt. And you'll see that there's blocks like double wedding ring, log cabin, Delectable Mountains, Honeybee block, New York Beauty block, Sunbonnet Sue block, and there's even a little Scotty dog block. Let me pull that one over here to show you. There's the Scotty dog block. Now, Lizzie's imagination is sparked. She gets these ideas because she sees things like the bear paw block and she imagines a bear. And her grandmother explains that the border is flying geese. And so she imagines a goose. And if you'll remember, there's a goose that's flying on the front cover. So I've not only written the novel and created the quilt, but I also designed the fabrics. So this is a print of the fabric with the Scotty dog. And here are other fabrics that I created. These are from Ben Artex. These are so that people can make the actual Lizzie Albright quilt. And the quilt has been hand quilted. So you can see how beautiful the hand quilting is on this quilt. I think it's absolutely lovely. And we're going to be doing this together. Now, here's what I know. You're in Spain. I'm in America. I speak English, and I wrote the book in English. As soon as possible, I will translate this book into Spanish and German. So, yay, hold on to your horses. We're going to be able to do that as soon as possible. So that is my introduction of Lizzie Albright and the attic window. And I'm very excited that you will get to read the book someday. The last thing I want to do for you today is play a piece of music on the piano. So I'm going to go over to the piano. And by the way, I have 2 albums, 2 music CDs that are available on iTunes. The piece I'm going to play for you now is not one of those pieces, but if you like my music, you can find it on iTunes. Just search Ricky Timms. I know you'll recognize this. So I hope you liked that, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Many of you know that I am the co-host of The Quilt Show, which is an online television show with Alex Anderson. If you would like to check out The Quilt Show, we are offering a stay-at-home, a coronavirus COVID-19 special for only $19.95 for 6 months. It's like Netflix Netflix for quilters. You have 335 shows available to watch anytime, day or night, and that's at thequiltshow.com. All one word, thequiltshow.com, and we have that special for you if you're interested in connecting and seeing the teachers from all over the world that love to teach quilting to you. Thank you for spending time with me today. I wish you all health and safety. Please take care of yourselves, and while you're staying at home, find something wonderful to do. And one of those things might be making a convergence quilt, because it's pretty easy to do. Everyone, take care. Thank you so much.